Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel as we continue talking about 1980s horror films in the year 1981. And today we're talking about Tobe Hooper's The Funhouse. Now, this is one that I saw many, many years ago, and I don't think it didn't really sink in at the time of just how great this film was. This film, if somebody was to ask me, can you describe what The Funhouse is? It's basically Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets a traveling carnival. That's exactly what it feels like to me when I'm watching this. Obviously, it's a cleaner look than what Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That film is just gritty and dirty, and it's everything you'd expect it to be. But this one, especially on 4K, guys, it looks beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And the characters in this film, the people who are part of the carnival, they feel like people who could be a part of that Sawyer family. Like that's when I'm watching this. When I was watching this film, it's the first thing that came to mind. It was like a lot of these characters really like they're just peeled right from that film, from that Texas Chainsaw Massacre film. And yeah, I'm all for it. Absolutely all for it. The setting. Now I've been to many many carnivals over the years, but this carnival feels huge. Like it feels enormous. It feels like a big deal with the different rides that they have, and this fun house is huge. Like it's enormous. It's like never ending. Especially when our main characters get into the fun house. It just seems like it's never ending. This film, it's not an overly gory film. It's not really. It's not. There's not a lot of blood in this film. Yes, there is some here and there. Don't get me wrong. There is some blood in this film, but from what you would expect going into this, you think, okay, this is probably going to be a slasher that takes place in a fun house, which it is to a degree, and there's going to be a lot of blood. Like I said, there is some, but not. It's not overly gory. Put it that way. But I love the setting and the look of this film because the carnival feels enormous, but it feels isolated at the same time, if that makes sense. Especially when they get, like I said, when they get into that fun house, everything just seems to feel more like claustrophobic. With the lighting inside there and just everything, the different little attractions that are within the fun house. And I love it, like the little animatronics and everything. Really, really creepy. Every little detail that's done in this film is magnificent by Tobe Hooper. It's an outstanding film. And I think for some people, I mean, as far as Tobe Hooper's, filmography goes, this one might be a little bit of an underrated film. I really do think so. Especially compared to, like, obviously Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But the setting, and let's talk about the beginning of this film, because this is what really, really gets me at the beginning of this one. Is this film, it feels like, obviously, Tobe Hooper, the guy clearly is a fan of Halloween. Because the beginning of this film, you have what we think is a killer grabbing a knife, putting a mask on, and basically stalking his prey. And the prey winds up, this girl who's like in a shower. Very, very reminiscent of Halloween. That open, because without spoiling, I mean, it's the beginning of the film, guys. So I think it's okay to talk about the first 5 minutes of the film. But we see it's a young boy, and he's trying to scare his sister, and he goes in, and he's basically spying on his sister. Okay, so it's kind of a weird opening to the film, but it reminds me of Michael, going after Judith at the beginning of that film. And yeah, I'm all about it, all about it. Any kind of little things here and there that I could pick out that remind me of Halloween. It's a fantastic thing for me. But once, and even our main actress in the film, I want to make sure I get her name right, Elizabeth Barrage. She is really, really good. I really enjoy. I don't think I've seen her in anything else, but she is a really good actress. Especially at the end, like when we start getting towards the end of the film, and just like her, how terrified she is. It comes through. It absolutely comes through. Like you're really feeling like you're there with her in that funhouse. And of course, as we roll back a little bit. Her and her friends go to this. She has a blind date, and this is her blind date, and two of her friends go to the carnival. And the one friend, he's kind of one of those guys that wants to cause trouble and get himself into trouble possibly. And he says, you know what? You know what could be really fun, guys? If when the carnival shuts down tonight, let's go and we're just gonna hide out inside the funhouse. Let's spend the night in the funhouse. And that's a creepy setting. When the lights start turning off in the carnival and there's nobody around, it gets really, really tense and really, really, really scary. And just for the setting itself, it gets really scary. And of course, we have our main protagonist, Elizabeth Barrage's character. Her brother, the one who played the prank on her at the beginning of the film, he decides, you know what? I'm gonna sneak out of the house and I'm gonna go to the carnival as well. And when we get towards the end of the film, there's something that goes on with him and his sister that I was like, okay, okay. It was interesting. It was just I was like, okay, I'm obviously there was a little bit of a disconnect between those two as siblings with just his reaction to something. But I don't want to spoil that, guys, because this is definitely one that is worth checking out. This is available on Prime Video if you want to check it out. And I watched it, really enjoyed it. Had to go ahead and get the 4K, and I watched it again. And like I said, this Scream Factory release is breathtaking, absolutely breathtaking. It looks like it could have just been made yesterday. That's how clean this looks. But yeah, the Funhouse from Toby Hooper. One thing that I want to say too is our our killer, basically. He he's a creepy looking guy. Reminds me almost of like Hell Knight, like how our main antagonist is in Hell Knight. Kind of reminds me of that kind of look. I like it. I like the look, and yeah, I can't say I'm just like gushing over this film. I want to watch it again. That's how much I enjoyed it because I feel like I'm gonna pick up more details the more times that I watch this. Like I said, a carnival that's huge in scope, but the isolation it makes it feel, especially like in that fun house, you feel isolated and you feel like small. Like you feel small in this huge spectacle known as the fun house. So guys, like, subscribe, and comment if you get the chance, and I'll catch you in another episode. Take care.